Who could this be? Late at night.
I wanted the dog.
Hello?
I wanted the
We'll be
helmet.
with you in a second. How are we doing this one?
Okay.
We don't really have that many options.
Well, yeah, we do. Shoot him and bury him in the woods.
Kill him?
Yeah.
Okay, deal.
Yeah, right. We're here to rob a goddamn bank. I hope he's not dead.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, well, we kind of need him.
Why?
He has to film the movie review.
What review?
Bandits.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with Billy Bob Thornton and Bruce Willis. Yeah. What's up, guys? Matt and Austin here from Bold On Productions. Today we're going to be reviewing the movie Bandits, starring Billy Bob Thornton and Bruce Willis. So, Matt, did you know anything? Did you know anything about this movie?
No.
Not
Nothing at all.
Well, this is actually one of my favorite comedies. I've seen it multiple times, and it always makes me laugh every time I watch it. As it says on the back, it's flat out funny.
USA Today.
So you want to jump into the plot summary?
I guess so. Alright, so Bandits. Bruce Willis and Billy Bob Thornton play two big-time bandits who call themselves the Sleepover Bandits. And their kind of deal is that the night before a big robbery, they kidnap like the owner of the bank, and they spend the whole night with them.
And their family.
And their family. And then in the morning, they all go to the bank, and that way they're there before it opens, and they get all the money, and they get out really quickly before like cops show up and stuff like that. And so they go like cross country, and they rob like banks all over the country, and
Let the comedy ensue.
basically, I mean, and along the way they pick up a hostage played by Kate Blanchett, and she then becomes like another accomplice.
Yeah.
And so it's just really funny.
Yeah, it's
all
a great
around.
movie. You want to talk about the acting now?
Sure.
Well, it's got Billy Bob Thornton, and I know when you heard that, you weren't looking forward to it, because he's not
Yeah.
exactly the best actor. But in this movie, he's great. He has great one-liners and just...
He's funny in this one.
He's hilarious. And he's got Bruce Willis also, who at first I didn't recognize with the long hair and everything he's got going on, but he's good in this one too. He plays he's like the bad guy of the two, like he's the one that gets angry easily, and he does good at that. It's good, I like him. What do you think?
I like the acting overall. Like Austin said, I really don't like Billy Bob Thornton at all. I think he's a pretty bad actor, except in some movies. But and this one is one of the
He's good
exceptions.
in Alamo.
Alamo sucks, Austin.
I love that movie.
It's terrible.
Ernest Corey.
Let me warn you, I'm a screamer. That movie sucks. Anyway, in this movie, it's one of the exceptions. He's very good. He plays like kind of the really anxious and nervous one of the two, and but he was really funny. Probably the funnier of the two, so that was good.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis is really funny. I mean,
He's Billy Bob Thornton's character likes to think he's the smarter one, but Bruce Willis' character is really the one that thinks everything through the most.
he's pretty much the leader.
Yeah, he gets Bruce Willis into everything, pretty much.
Yeah. And then Kate Blanchett, I thought she was good as the girl that starts out as their hostage and then becomes another accomplice, and she's also, the three of them are in a love triangle, which like
It creates
causes
conflict.
Yeah, lots of conflict. But you know.
And the ending's good too.
Yeah, the ending is really great in this movie. You don't really see it coming. Something exactly how they did it in the ending, so I like that. It was kind of unpredictable. But I will say that the middle part of the movie,
Yeah, it does get slow.
it gets kind of slow, but it's still funny. There's lots of funny stuff happening.
They know how to like sprinkle the comedy throughout the slow parts. That way, it's bearable at least.
Yeah. So you know, I like the direction. I thought there were some really funny shots, and I liked my favorite parts of the movie were like whenever they would go. I don't know. Whenever they would go and they would kidnap an owner, and then like they would spend the night, and then they would rob the bank. Those are my favorite parts.
Barry Levinson.
I've heard of him. And in between robberies, I thought it would get a little bit slow, but you know, it was bearable. It wasn't terrible. So I mean, the standout things for me were this actually is a very funny movie. There's lots of great lines, and so I mean, we were laughing for a good portion of it. I liked, like I said, my favorite parts involve the actual robbery, which is obviously good because that's what it's about. The acting was actually really good. I thought I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters, and I found myself even caring about them a little bit. So what about you? What are your favorite parts?
Yeah, well, I've seen this a lot of times, so I knew what to expect. But the comedy is definitely a standout thing for this. And also, this movie really makes you care about the bad guys, and they are the bad guys in this movie. They rob banks, but you find yourself rooting for them, and you want them to get out alive,
Right.
and you want them to pull off every heist perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
and
then
they're like characters with like good hearts too.
Yeah.
Like they tell one person that they've never taken a dime from anybody who's earned it. The only reason they rob banks is because the money's insured by the government, so nobody loses anything.
Anyway, but there definitely are. This is nowhere near a perfect movie, and there
Yeah.
are some flaws or bad things about it. And the number one thing was just kind of the pacing. I mean, you'd have like the really funny kind of action-packed, I guess you could say, bank robberies, and then you would have the really slow in-between portions where they would delve into the love triangle and the conflict. No, love actually isn't even bad. It's fine. It's just like, I don't know, I feel like they spent too much time on it when they
And it
didn't
almost
need
doesn't
to.
feel like it belongs in this kind of movie.
Yeah, because it's a kind of just a weird love triangle, and but it's not bad. So,
Yeah.
and then there was just some parts of the movie that are definitely, I can't really explain it, but there's like little scenes sprinkled throughout it that are completely unnecessary and not needed at all.
Well, necessary towards the end.
Yeah, there's some unnecessary stuff. I mean, it's just excess stuff that they could have taken out. This is a long movie. It's just over 2 hours, and it could have easily been like an hour and a half. So that's obviously something they should have thought about or fixed before they released the movie. What about you? Bad things?
I guess the time is pretty long, so you have to have a lot of time set aside to watch this movie, but it's worth it.
Yeah, overall it is worth it. It's a really good comedy. So yeah, out of 5 stars, I mean, you've seen it more than me. What would you give it first?
I give it a 4.
4 out of 5.
I love this movie. It's one of my favorite comedies.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's a great comedy. It's not one of my favorites. If I had like a list, like maybe it's probably in my top 10, not top 5 though. But I'd probably give this a solid 3 to 3.5 because I did find myself laughing a lot. But I mean, it's just the slow parts that really, kind of boring. But overall, if you're talking about it, Bandits is a great movie, really funny, and something everybody should see. So
Remember, Shittiest Critics on YouTube.
literally.
See ya.